Hey everybody, Brian McNichols here again from touringplans.com. Thank you all for watching my video on the best not so scary Halloween party. Forgot to mention in there that I'm also doing one for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. And here I am. Possibly some of you asked in the comments whether I was going to do it. I don't know. I'm recording these on the same day. I just changed my shirt. So I will start again by explaining what is Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. If you watch the video on the Halloween party, they are very, very similar. They are both hard ticketed events. That means that you need a separate ticket on top of your park admission or instead of. So if you have your tickets to get into the Disney parks, into the Magic Kingdom, that does not get you into Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. The tickets for the Christmas party will run you anywhere from $89 per adult to $109 per adult. Children do still need tickets. Those are a little bit cheaper. You can find it in the blog post that I have written on this very subject, which is linked below, but don't go there quite yet. Finish watching this video first and go ahead and share it and like it and subscribe and comment and all that stuff before you go reading the blog post. Christmas parties start at 7 p.m. and run until midnight, but you can actually get into the Magic Kingdom starting at 4 p.m. with your Christmas party ticket. Now, one thing I have to mention that is different with the Christmas party this year is normally on party days, the Magic Kingdom closes at 7 p.m. This year for a Christmas party, they're actually closing it at 6 p.m. This is kind of in name only. They're not gonna make everybody leave at 6. If you got there at 4 for the Christmas party and want to stay, you don't have to leave the park at 6 and then come back in at 7. You'll just get to stay. We're not even sure if the rides are going to close. And my guess is I don't think they will. The idea is twofold from what we hear, is that they want that hour of buffer room to get the day guests out so that at 7, it's only party guests in there. But the other reason that we've heard is that this stops people who don't have party tickets from making that 6:55 p.m. dining reservation and then taking a slow walk out to the front. It's something I've done before, actually. We hear that's another reason that they're closing it at 6, so that way the last dining reservation you can get as a day guest is 5:55 instead of 6:55. So now even if you take a long time to eat, you're probably still gonna be out of there by 7:30 at the latest. Let's talk about how we figured out what the best parties to go to. The way I'm defining best is the crowd size. They're all basically going to be the same party, weather not included, but some of them get busier than others, as you would expect. There is a cap on attendance for these parties. We don't know exactly what it is. Disney just won't say. So how do we figure out which ones are the most crowded? Well, the way we figure out everything is using wait times. Normally it's a great predictor, and a lot of the attractions are open during the Christmas party, but not a lot of people go to the parties to ride rides. They want to go for all the stuff you can't do on a normal day. Meet the characters, see the parade, see the fireworks, eat sugar cookies. So that means that the wait times are low, but it doesn't necessarily predict which ones are the busiest. So I also have looked at what the crowd calendar numbers are for the days of the party in the past and in the future. And I also looked at which parties sell out. Obviously, if the park is sold out, it has the maximum number of people in there, it's pretty busy. They don't all sell out all years, but we've been tracking this for several years now, so we get an idea of which parks sell out when. So let's go. Best and worst. I'm going to start with the worst because I like to end on good news. And again, not necessarily the worst, what we think will be the busiest. What we think will be the busiest 2 parties this year, and I'm going to put my little purple X's on them because I didn't have my red marker, although I did find a different red marker to color in my little Santas. And before I start sticking these X's on there, as you can see, if you watch the Halloween video, far fewer Christmas parties than there are Halloween parties, partially because of the timing. They obviously can't start them till after Halloween, and they have to give themselves a week buffer to turn the park over from Halloween decorations to Christmas decorations. But fewer parties, all on the same days. Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays are party days. What we think might be the busiest 2 parties are right here at the end. December 22nd, December 21st. The last 2 before Christmas. Starting December 23rd, that parade and the fireworks that you get to see at the Very Merry Christmas Party are just the normal fireworks through Christmas week. So if that's really all you're gonna go for and you're thinking about one of these two parties, you might just want to wait and do it normally. Now, I mean, it's still going to be busy. The parks get crazy busy during Christmas week, but that way you at least don't have to spend the extra money to the party. Alternatively, I guess, if you really want to see those fireworks and don't want to be mobbed by people, it will be less busy there than it would be on Saturday the 23rd to watch them. December 19th, the third to last party, also one of them. The other two are not at the end. They are the ones right here, November 17th and November 26th. Now, what's special about these, you might notice right here, no Christmas parties. That is Thanksgiving week. Right here, November 23rd is Thanksgiving in the States. It is a fairly major holiday here. Not many people work. A lot of people, in fact, have off the 23rd and the 24th. And if you live in my neck of the woods where deer hunting is a big thing, my kids also have the 27th off because it's the first day of rifle season, maybe? I don't know, not a hunter, so I'm just guessing there. But my kids have a 5-day weekend already. A lot of people will just take that whole week. That is a busy week. That is why there are no parties. They don't want to shorten the hours. But because of that, the parties on either side of it tend to be a little busier because if people have trips that just overlap there, that might be their only option to go to it, is one of those. Now, you can buy the tickets in advance online. You don't necessarily need it for most of them. Exceptions being these 5. These two in particular tend to sell out 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time. They have for the last few years. So if you want to go to one of those last 2 Christmas parties, you might want to get your tickets in before Thanksgiving just to be safe. This one right before Thanksgiving has also sold out a day or 2 in advance the last couple of years. Not real important. You can, still buy them during that week, but just so you know. Now, what are the best parties to go to? Well, unlike the Halloween party, where the earliest parties were the best, it doesn't work out quite that way for Christmas. What we think the best parties are right here, December 5th and December 7th. Also, December 12th and 14th that following week. And then one up here in November, this guy right there, November 14th. Now, this is a little weird, as I said. I think that 9th, 10th, 12th will all be pretty decent parties to go to. If you're there in that time, that's fine. Only reason this year I didn't recommend them is because Veterans Day, another federal holiday in the US, is the 11th. The observed day will be the 10th, this Friday. So that is another slightly long weekend. Sometimes can get a little bit busier in there. So I was afraid to recommend the 9th, 10th, or 12th because it could be a little bit busier than it normally is. This 14th, I think, will be a really, really good bet because it is a Tuesday. Tuesday parties in general overall tend to be a little less busy than the ones closer to the weekends. And it's not early enough to be one of the first parties. It's a little bit away from that long weekend, and it's a little too early for people to really be thinking about Christmas. These parties down here are just traditionally not that busy. The numbers have shown it year after year that these parties, these Tuesday and Thursday parties in the beginning of December, just don't get that busy. They're not near Thanksgiving, they're not near Christmas. One thing I do want to warn you, if you are going to Disney World in December and you are not going to a Christmas party, or even if you are and you want to see the regular Happily Ever After fireworks, watch out because look at this calendar. In a 7-day week, there are 4 parties. So there are only 3 days that have regular fireworks. Those 3 days get very, very busy for fireworks. Say someone's there for a long weekend and they come in on Wednesday and leave on Sunday. Unless they want to hightail it to the Magic Kingdom when their plane lands, this Saturday is the only time they get to see the regular Magic Kingdom fireworks. I've been there on those days and it is crazy busy. Not that you shouldn't do it. In fact, that might be your only time depending on your schedule, but just be aware of that. Don't get surprised like I did when I showed up. I have a blog post that is linked right under this video, goes over all this. It has every single party day ranked from best to worst, has the prices of them, has a lot more information on it. Go ahead, read that after you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Be excellent to each other.